Because I would literally say one of the reasons why I left my hometown is because of this.
Don't you feel like breaking free? Open your eyes, embrace what you see now. Don't you feel like cutting loose? Yeah, cutting loose, cutting loose. I'm alive, I do die.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For this video, as you can tell by the title, I am discussing ways that you can, what am I discussing it? I really forgot that fast. Okay, I filmed the video before this, so my mind is still going on that topic. But today I'm going to talk about how to not care what people think, especially when you're in a season of transitioning into a new person or you're changing. So someone actually commented on one of my videos when I posted I don't know myself. So that person wanted me to make a video on how you can have this ability to not care or like not let others' opinions affect you when you're trying to change as a person. And I am no means an expert on this topic. I am still a work in progress myself, but I have developed a few tools that I'm using that I have seen help me so much. I'm going to share that with you guys today. So I actually wrote a blog post kind of talking about this topic months ago. So I wanted to share a quote that I shared in that blog post. I feel like this quote just kind of encompasses what we're going to be discussing today. It's a quote by Feel Good Life on TikTok. He said, "We are all in a holding pattern. Right now, you are suspended in the in-between. You are between your old life, the version of who you once were, and your new life, the new version of who you're becoming. Now, the thing about this new life is it hasn't physically manifested yet. That's what makes it so tough." I really resonate with this quote because when I wrote this blog post, I felt like I was in this in-between place and like I was suspended into like this black void for a minute, and I kind of still feel like I'm in that void, but I kind of see the light now. But it took me a while to realize that it's because I am in that process. It's a process for sure because it doesn't happen overnight. I was in this process of letting go of my old self and creating my new self. I was in that in between. And so how I viewed it is like on a spectrum. So here's my old self, and then here's me, and I'm inching toward my new self. And so while you're in this void, it can just feel so weird because you still have parts of your old self in you, but you also kind of feel this tug and pull to be something else. It's like you are trying to figure out and get your footing into this new mindset, this new person, but it feels foreign. That's the feeling. It feels foreign because it's new. And it's so easy to be like, oh nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay over here because this is what I know and it feels comfortable. But sometimes we get to that point, what's that quote? When the pain of being the same is worse than the pain of changing, then you'll change. That's it. When this person commented on my video saying they wanted me to talk about this, I was like, this is a great topic because I'm still dealing with this. I'm still dealing with how to not care as much about people's opinions about me. I'm also in this space where I am really taking time to find out who I am, who I want to be, and the direction I want to go. And I'm diving deep into that. Like it is really a journey for me. So I noticed though that when you remove yourself from the noise of other people's opinions and you are really dedicated and focused on finding who you are, people's opinions of you start to weigh less against your own opinion of yourself. Because once you start practicing self-love and once you start practicing like just knowing who you are, other people's opinions just don't have that much effect on you. I've noticed that on my own self-growth journey. I will say this, we are all humans, and I don't think there is a person in the world that doesn't have an ounce of care in them of what people think. I feel like we're always going to have that ounce, but the difference between those people who seem to just be so free-spirited and not really care is that their opinion of themselves is so much more valuable than what other people think. That's the only difference. Like maybe that care is still there, or maybe that awareness of other people's opinions. That's a better way to phrase it. The awareness is still there, but they care so much more about how they view themselves that what other people think it's like, okay, it's not gonna affect me. And so that's the place I am trying to be, and I'm working towards that. And here are the tools that I have noticed help, or is helping me right now. First one was basically a perspective change. What I mean by that is you have to realize that people are gonna always have opinions, and we do not have the ability to read people's minds. So whenever we are thinking, oh my God, what is he thinking about me? Or what is she thinking about me? We are creating suffering for ourselves, because one, we don't know what they're thinking. We're making assumptions. Sometimes people aren't even thinking about us because people are so in their own worlds. Most people are not even noticing you, to be honest. Like, it's kind of selfish to be like, oh, like everyone's thinking about me, da da da. I had to really have that perspective change of, if they are thinking about me and judging me in their heads, okay, what can I do about it? I mean, I'm me, and trust me, I have to remind myself of these every single time I'm thinking, oh, like, what are they thinking about me? But I will say I am seeing progress and changes in how frequently I have to do that, because it's becoming more natural. And another thing, another mindset I developed, we are all human. I am above no one and I am below no one, and no one is above me and no one's below me. We're all just here. And if you view everyone as your equal, then it's like, why would I value your opinion above mine when I know who I am? The next thing I kind of hinted at this is to develop an inner dialogue with yourself. I talk to myself 24/7, not out loud, but in my head. When you're in this process of changing, you have to have that inner dialogue with yourself, because you're creating a relationship with yourself. And so literally the other day, I wake up like super early, and so usually my roommates are still asleep, but somehow that day, I guess they pulled an all-nighter and they were all in the living room, and I couldn't meditate in my room because one of my roommates was in the room that I sleep in. So I had one of two choices. Either I could completely break my routine because I didn't want to feel embarrassed for meditating right in front of them and doing yoga right in front of them, or I could stay true to myself. Why should I be embarrassed about meditating and doing yoga? And I decided, literally, as three of them is sitting in the living room talking, I walk in there, sit on my yoga mat right in front of the TV, they weren't watching it, sat down and started meditating and doing yoga. That inner dialogue really helped, because like in the past, before I started doing these techniques, I would have literally just said, okay, I even told my mom this. I was like, I would have been like, okay, I'll just meditate and do yoga later today, or like just skip it today. But I'm really trying to practice staying true to myself no matter what environment I am in. I am trying to be the only constant in every situation. So just talking to yourself like, okay, I'm in this situation. I feel like I don't want to be embarrassed. Like, I don't want to seem weird or whatever. But like, who cares? Like, if they think I'm weird, they think I'm weird. Like, I can't change that. This is who I am. This is what I do. So I'm gonna do it. And so the next thing is to start to value your opinion above other people's opinions. And the only way to start doing this is to start spending time with yourself. There's no shortcut to this. You just have to develop a relationship with yourself. When you start to get to know yourself more, and when you start to love yourself more, I swear, guys, it's kind of like a switch, and you just start to know who you are. And so when people try to tell you who they think you are, and that doesn't align with who you know you are, then it's so much easier to dismiss their opinion. And so I know the person that commented on my video, they were kind of specific, and they were like, actually, let me just pull it up. How, when you're rediscovering yourself, how do you allow this version to exist without worrying about other people's perceptions, especially those that have known you for such a long time, who automatically keep you in a confined idea of yourself? Oh, that is so good, because I would literally say one of the reasons why I left my hometown is because of this. My hometown's not that big. I went to a high school where I pretty much knew everybody. Everyone pretty much knew me, and they already have this idea of me. And I literally went home crying one day to my mom because I felt this deeply. I was like, I need to leave Mississippi because I can't grow as a person here, because everyone already has this idea of me. And I know whichever college I choose in the surrounding area, I will run into people from high school, and I feel like they will keep me back from growing the way I want to grow. It's really hard, especially if you don't have the resources like me, or it's just not the right timing to just up and move away and create that distance from the people that are holding this idea of you and holding you back. But hopefully these techniques and the ones I'm going to share throughout this video will help. What I would say is just remember that you owe no win anything when it comes to your growth and your change and your evolution. If someone has this idea of you and they continue to project this idea of you, that's their problem. You have to focus solely on your growth and your change, and whatever perception they have of you, know that that perception is there, but don't let that hold you back from changing. I know it's super hard to do that, especially if you're around the people like friends and family and they're constantly reminding you of the person you're trying to grow from. But if this helps also, like, just go into solitude mode, or like, you know, that saying, like, move in silence type thing. And sometimes you can't publicize your growth on social media, because a lot of us do that. Like, when we're growing, we're changing, we're sharing, like, you know, all the new things in our life and how we're trying to change. Like, sometimes you can't do that because you leave it open for people to insert their opinions where their opinions are not wanted. You can't like be mad at that, because social media is social media. And so this kind of leads to my next tip, is to create a vision board or write down ways you want to change, and keep this list with you, or keep this vision board with you, because this is going to be a great reminder on your journey of who you're trying to become, even in the midst of people trying to project these perceptions onto you. Every morning you need to look at this. Every night before you go to bed, you need to look at this. The things you want to be and the things you want to manifest in your life, you have to keep reminding yourself of this, because when you constantly have these reminders, the outside noise gets quieter and quieter. The last thing is, the only way to stop caring is to choose yourself. A few ways I listed here is to practice self-love and patience. Meditation, I cannot tell you enough how much meditation has helped me, and I did create a video on meditation, so go view that. And you don't have to be like a meditation guru, just sitting in silence and just hearing yourself talk. And then last thing is solitude and spending time with yourself. So this is like a beautiful last tip that kind of summarizes everything else we talked about in this video. So the person that commented it on the video gave me this idea. Thank you so much. I really hope these tips helped. Whenever you guys give me suggestions on videos, it helps me out so much, because like I know that these videos are actually touching people, instead of creating videos and putting it out there and like hoping like it touches someone. Like I said, you could check out AliyahInspired.com for more topics like these. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, AliyahInspired. And yeah, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below for a new video every week. Yes, I said a new video every week. And make sure to stay inspired, and we love you.